I think it's all crap. And the only reason would be a medical reason. If they can't have actual like red meat.
What about them trying to step away from meat and then this is the closest thing from meat they can get?
Why then take this full step? Half step.
Okay, if you're smoking for 20 years, you can't just stop smoking.
That's the point. You don't do let me cut back a couple. That's how you quit.
What's that patch?
The nicotine patches? That's the same thing though. That's what
Maybe this is their nicotine patch. To be honest.
Hell nah.
Thank you for waiting. We're finally back.
We're finally in person.
Shit! Yo! Facts.
This
The first
is the
one.
48th
The first
episode,
one, eh?
and we're finally
Facts. We've been
That is
recording, as the people that have been listening, we've been recording at our separate homes on a Discord channel
Yeah.
for the longest time. We're
Holy.
finally back together.
Yeah.
Yo, it feels good. I'm happy. I'm really, really happy.
Yeah.
We have a really good season ahead of us. You know, we have a lot of things planned. We have a new structure that you'll notice a little bit. Who knows? Maybe not. We'll go back to our normal shit. Who knows?
back to this.
Yo, but how you been? How you been for 2 to 3 months? How you guys been? What you guys been up to?
Good.
Anything special? Anything out of ordinary?
Want a vacation?
Nobody cares, Andrew, because we're back, baby, for season 2. We're back for season 2. I'm sorry, I'm just super
Welcome back.
excited.
No, this is just like Discord, but in person.
Yeah. Vacation,
Yeah.
Hawaii? Your Hawaii trip. But we're back. We're finally back at it. So, boys, I see you got some fresh merch on you.
This fair one.
Is it merch that we're gonna sell? Who knows? Not yet. Right now, it's just a
Not to
test.
take this- Oh, I see. What's that? Some
This is some stickers. I don't know. We're testing a lot of things right now. Who knows? Maybe we'll have some merch. You'll know. There'll be a link if there is.
Who knows?
As of now, it's just a test. Let us know what you think. You know what I'm saying? You finally see it in person. Shoot us a DM.
Turn around.
Oh yeah. Let me do the in the system. She.
If this is trash, our friend made this. Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know what you think. Who knows? Maybe we want a pair. We want one. We'll get it production going. Who knows? But yo, let's. In the past 2 to 3 months, a lot has happened.
So much stuff has happened.
So much has been introduced.
It's kind of funny because not when we announced our break.
Oh, like break?
But like in the midst of it happening,
Yeah.
of course, San Diego Comic-Con, D23,
Facts.
everything just dropped. Yeah.
Everything.
Oh,
So today we're going to not be talking about all that specifically, but we're going to be talking about wrapping up Phase 4 because the end is nigh.
Yeah, very close.
coming.
Like Phase 4 has been a very interesting phase.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of content. Dude, we've had more content in Phase 4 than all of
Any
the
other.
previous 3 phases put together.
Yeah.
We're over 100 hours now because
Yeah.
of Phase 4.
So I mean, there's a lot to talk about. You know, we're not going to talk about everything. Obviously, we're going to be talking about just very quickly of everything that we've seen, gotten, how we felt. Very quickly, just giving a Phase 4 like a grade, like we always do. You know, a rating. Thinking about everything. So, I mean, let's get right into it. Let me pop up my list here. We'll talk about the movies first. We'll talk about all the movies that got released in Phase 4. First one, starting off the bat, Black Widow. Black Widow.
Better the second time.
Very
the
true.
second time.
Very true. Black Widow, I think, got shafted.
It was unfair the position it was in.
Exactly. I think
Oh, yeah.
being the movie it was after COVID just was unfair. I think if we got this way before COVID, it would have been I think it would have been perceived received a lot better.
Yeah.
But like Josh said, and again, in the previous episodes, you'll notice that I went back, changed my thought. Black Widow is better than the first time we watched in the theater. Much better. But still a movie. Second movie, Shang-Chi.
Oh my god. The whole reason why this podcast started. Wait.
Is it Shang-Chi?
No, it was WandaVision.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Second reason why this
Chill. But Shang-Chi might be the best out of the Phase 4. Honestly,
Yes, it is.
it might be the
No,
best
it
out of
is.
the Phase 4.
It is. It is.
Facts. And I'm excited to see him more in like the future film, like even Avengers.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for that one. Next one, Eternals.
That was a downer. I think the reason why, not because of the movie itself, but the impact it could have had for the future of the MCU,
But didn't
but
have.
it did not have at all. Yeah.
I think Eternals was just like that's a perfect example of way too much and just too much for one director to handle. Like the director is a great director. I've seen her past, but I think this is just too much for her. Again, in my opinion.
Like too ambitious?
Yes, way too ambitious. Because all the movies that I've seen, then the ones I've seen, she's more into like indie movies, less CGI, more of like the storyline, characters, love, romance. Where this one is just straight initially CGI, action packed, comic book reference. You know what I mean? Like
It's a summer blockbuster.
maybe it's like maybe it's out of her realm,
It's
but
the wrong style.
I mean, there was hints of like romance and whatnot here and there, but like
sure,
I don't think what she wanted and what like the MCU was trying to set up
exactly was on par. But yeah, in that sense, I think Eternals was a huge letdown.
Especially,
Sorry?
it came right by Dune too, didn't it?
Fuck, it did too. And
Yeah,
Dune
I had to
was-
face Dune.
Yeah.
So
I think from the list that I see right away, probably the worst one. Probably even worse than Black Widow, I'll be honest.
movie wise or series?
Even like movies. Even with my boy Don Lee,
Leave it there.
it was a letdown. Next one, Spider-Man: No Way Home. That was crazy.
Another banger.
That was a banger, and I think it was a banger more because of the nostalgia.
100%. Yeah.
If we look at the movie alone,
It's still good.
it is a
but-
good movie.
Yeah.
But it's not a great movie, which is surprising.
I think it's really good. Obviously, it's just way better because of the nostalgia.
Yes.
But on its own, it's still good. But I think it might have relied too much on.
Yes, I think so. On Toby and Andrew, for sure.
Yeah.
Because if you compare with like Shang-Chi's a better movie overall.
That's true.
And like new character, new story, everything. And in this one, they have the old Spider-Mans, different universe. Like even all that put together as a movie alone, Shang-Chi I think is a
I
better
think
movie.
this movie or like No Way Home, it's also kind of a cleanup.
It is
A cleanup
wrap-up,
movie
yeah.
for not necessarily wrap up because who knows if they're closing the doors
Yeah,
or
yeah.
not. But cleanup for Spider-Man 2 because Andrew Garfield got shafted.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man 3 didn't end so well.
Yeah.
So this is redemption for those two.
EX facts.
So it hits it all in the head for all of those factors.
Yeah.
But for a movie, that's where I think it was too much of.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I definitely agree. Like I think also it's the end of a trilogy, so it is kind of like a wrap up movie.
Yeah.
And the way it ends, it goes back to his basics. He has no tech. He's back to his like old spandex suit, and he's like just that friendly. So I think again, it wraps everything up together.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things that it made such a good movie. But I think it's kind of one of those. It's kind of like an endgame movie.
Yeah.
You had to have been there for all of it in order for this to hit home.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely.
Was it the best of Tom Holland's trilogy though?
See, that for me is hard to judge because I think it is, but because of the other Spider-Mans. You know what I mean? But as a movie, I think it is. I think it's better than the first two with like Vulture and what was the
Mysterio.
Yes, Mysterio, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
In my opinion. But is it a fair opinion? Who knows? Who knows?
Well, I mean, it's yours, so it has to
Next movie, Doctor Strange 2. In the Multiverse of Madness.
You know, speaking of this movie and Spider-Man, you know, Doctor Strange had his movie the same year as Tom Holland did, but this came out first.
Yeah?
But then Tom Holland's trilogy came out, and then the sequel for Doctor Strange came out
Yeah.
after. They prioritized Spider-Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Why you bring that up?
What's your next point?
Sure. So useless. Useless.
Just
once
a fun,
again.
just a fun fact.
You're still at it. After 2-3 months, you're still at it. Bringing up some useless into it. But yeah, Doctor Strange 2. I think this was also kind of disappointing. But I also think marketing had a very big role in this,
100%.
where they exposed way too
This
much.
had the worst marketing in a long time.
Oh yeah.
Like ever, to be honest. I don't know the last time like MCU really spoiled the movie.
Yeah.
You know?
That, I mean, exactly, in terms
Yeah,
of marketing.
like I don't think they've ever really spoiled the movie this
Yeah,
bad. Like, bro, if we got what
Illuminati.
the Illuminati in a trailer and you see Xavier, like why?
Yeah.
Like
And like later on, they confirmed like Mordo says Illuminati.
Yeah,
and then after
you're- the
see,
Illuminati
you
see
see
the
Captain
sixth-
Carter, her
everything.
shield,
yeah. And you see Black
yeah,
like yes, we got Mr. Fantastic as Krasinski, and like I think that was still one of the surprise parts, and like everyone was wanting it and talking about
Krasinski
it.
as Mr. Fantastic.
Yes, my bad. That's correct. Mr. Fast as yes, you're right.
Back at it.
But I think that's one of the things where it's like, thank God, but I think marketing definitely ruined the movie a lot.
Yeah.
And then again, we talked about where it went to the climax super quick.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just kind of like dropped away.
Like before halfway point, it was already at its best.
Yeah. And then like America
Travis.
is just
Travis.
for me not chill.
Travis. He says Travis.
Yeah, we know. Next movie, and this is the final movie that we've seen, is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay.
And like, there's one more movie, obviously, Black Panther, we're gonna get by the end of the year. But Thor: Love and Thunder, I think we were very mixed about this between the three of us, right?
I think
I
I had the worst, like in terms of favorable opinion
Between us?
Yeah, and I think it's gone down. I haven't seen it a second time.
Oh, you
but-
haven't?
No, not yet. But like based off of like analyzing it further, just in my thoughts,
Sure.
it's gone down.
It's gone worse.
It's gone down. Yeah.
Have you seen it again?
No.
I have. I've seen it since it came on Disney Plus again. And you both know, I like liked it a lot.
Yeah.
When we first
I
saw it in
liked
the
it,
theaters. After the second time, I liked it even more. But I think it's because I was able to focus on the different details.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why I didn't get this vibe when I first watched it, but Christian Bale is amazing as
Oh,
like
yeah, no, he's great.
you're like, no, but I didn't get that vibe the first time. I'm like, oh, what a kind of a
You
waste
said-
of a character. Like,
yeah, you said he didn't
right?
get a big enough
But
part.
second time watch, I don't know why I missed it, but he like in the scene where he's having them both like all three of them like like tied up, and he's talking to them. He's talking to Valkyrie about like, oh, you like the gods, and like yet they never helped you, and all your sisters and your family died, and she's tearing up.
Yeah.
He's almost crying. Like that was.
No, like don't get me wrong. Like with the scenes that he was in,
Yeah.
they were amazing, right?
There was just not enough.
There was just not enough.
Oh, 100%. No, I totally agree. But I feel like, again, like, I liked it more the second time I watched it, which is surprising. But as of now, I liked it. Thor 4, I don't know if we're going to get another one, but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see.
I mean, he's definitely returning for other projects.
Yes,
but,
facts. Yeah, I just don't know
And I
if we
think
get
like another detail, like we're not gonna get into it. Like we have reviews separately if you guys want to check that out. But for another thing that I found out like through an Easter egg like video was
Spoilers, by the way, everyone.
it's been spoiled.
if you haven't seen the movie. Go ahead.
Spoiled the phase 4. In Thor 2, like you know how whenever he summons the Bifrost, it makes that pattern. On
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
Yeah.
So he makes a conscious decision to step off of the grass onto like a pavement or something.
Sure.
Then he summons the Bifrost, right? Like disregarding Thor 2 as a movie, right? Just that detail. But in this movie, like the first thing he does is he tries to help like these people, right? Get rid of like those eagle aliens thing. And then he saves them, but he destroys their most sacred tower.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This movie is about him and his growth and his journey and
Yeah.
stuff, you know? And for me that was kind of like a step back.
Oh.
You know? I know it's a small silly
Sure.
thing.
I
But
see.
like if you're trying to it's been like maybe 10 years or something since that last one. Right? But then if you're trying to progress with this character and then you're just showing that he doesn't care anymore, I don't know how I feel about that.
I see.
You know?
I see. But like, okay, no, I think that's a good point. I don't know if it has a part with him. Like, again, this is a guy who thought the world lost half the population because of himself, and he broke down, and he finally found himself back. He lost like all the weight is like physical thing, but emotionally, he's finally back. Maybe that's why he's kind of like a kid again. He forgot everything that he's been wise about.
His comeback is almost endgame, and him is right now is just kind of
Growing again, as a number. But again, who knows?
Yeah.
That's just kind of think that right off the bat that I'm thinking.
Right.
But as a movies, as a phase 4, I don't think was a great phase, in my opinion. Between phase 1, 2, and 3, from all the and we've got a handful of
That's true.
hard movies, like terrible movies.
Yeah.
But I feel like phase 4,
It's too all over the place, I think.
yes.
It has some okay movies. It has some really, really bad ones.
And I think another thing part is
good
too
ones.
is they tried like after Endgame was a huge event, but they tried way too hard to scrap everything together and be like get back to normal, which I think now they are, but it just took them a whole phase with a whole lot of content.
No, because Endgame 2019 now they tried to redo the whole thing in like 3 years, whereas literally Endgame took 10 years.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. But I think so out of the 4 phases, And again, I want to look back at all the movies, and if we had to rate it, we can do it another movie. I mean, different episode, but it would not be top 2. It would be bottom 2
Yeah,
for
it
sure,
would.
in my opinion, for movies.
Like-
Like out of the first 4
Like phase
phases.
2 or phase
Like
it's
phase 1, 2, 3, and 4.
yeah.
If I had to rate them, I would say phase 4 would be the bottom half,
in
not
the
the first
bottom
half,
half.
for sure. I don't know if there's, and again, I don't know if it's last, but I'll have to definitely go back and see all the different projects. But as of now, phase 4 was very underwhelming, very very disappointing in a way. But that's kind of how I would see phase 4 for movies. So now, but TV shows, whew, a totally different conversation, because this is the first time we got shows.
Yeah.
This is the first time we got introduced to Disney Plus.
Yep.
So I think it is a game changer for sure. I think it's definitely something worth talking about, because a lot of people are saying, and a lot of people are actually arguing, they're saying that, why are they doing so much content? Why are there so many shows? Why do you have to watch all the shows? But again, it's really, MCU does what they want to do. And Kevin Feige said before even beginning of phase 4 that you have to have Disney Plus.
Yep.
You have to watch the show because they're all going to be connected. As of now, to be 100% honest, I feel like just watching the movies, you don't really miss out on the shows,
No.
because they're not really connected. They have a little sprinkle here and there, like for instance Hawkeye maybe, or WandaVision a little, but as the bigger picture, not quite. I don't think it has a big impact.
Disney Plus is almost like the side quest of a main TV, like a game.
A movie?
Yeah.
You know, like the game is like the movies, but the TV shows just help you
Yes.
develop the characters. Add things here and there, but they don't seem essential.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. I think that's the best way I've ever heard it described.
Thank you.
That's a compliment. That's already a compliment.
Shit, dude.
We're only, 10 minutes in?
What time do we start?
So let's talk about shows. We have a lot of shows. First one, right off the bat, WandaVision. And I remember this one so much because WandaVision, I think, is like a top 2 for me. I think it's the second
agree.
best.
Still.
Even still, yeah. Obviously, we had a little doubts in the beginning couple episodes because they were questionable.
And they were like 10 minutes long.
So, such slow burn.
Exactly. But they picked it up right away.
Yeah.
Ended very, very strong.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the best acting we've seen from Elizabeth Olsen and Paul as like Wanda and Vision.
Paul Bettany.
Yeah, Paul.
Susan's first name basis.
It's my guy. It's my guy Paul.
This guy Paul.
My guy Paul. And then the scene, like, dude, it still gets to me where the scene, like, I was a voice without a body and a body without a soul, and now like a soul with someone that he loves. Or like, remember that scene where he says it when he's like disappearing and he's holding. That scene got to me.
Like his dialogue too. With like White Vision.
Damn, bro, dude. A really, really good series.
Yeah.
Started off strong. I think it started off really, really strong.
It started us.
That's where we started.
Yeah.
That is where we had the idea, like, we should do a podcast. We do anyway. And you'd be surprised. We actually do this every day. We just happen to be in front of a mic and a camera now.
Yeah. Look at us.
Look at who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Look at us.
Not me. If you don't know this meme by now, please go check it out. It's with Paul. He's on Hot Wings. Hot Ones, Hot Ones.
That's the other Paul.
Yeah.
That's the other Paul.
There's a lot of Pauls in the
There's a lot
MCU.
of Chris's.
Second one, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is now AKA Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Right. Disappointing.
I was more hyped for this than obviously any of the other series. Back then when they introduced,
Yeah.
it was disappointing. It honestly was. It felt very underwhelming. Like, I think you were the one that said it, where the villain was just nothing. Like,
Yeah.
the group, I don't even know what the hand.
I feel like
Is that what they're called?
No.
What are they really called?
The Flag Smashers. their logo is a hand.
Who's the hand?
The hand is from Daredevil. No?
That's it.
Daredevil and Elektra.
See, that's why you're here. That's why you're here.
That's all I'm good for.
Our database. But no, yeah, it's.
I felt like there was a different villain each episode.
It was.
Like one time it was Zemo.
Yes.
One time it was like whatever redhead girl.
No, what's the guy? Oh, U.S. Agent. John Walker?
One time
right?
it was him. I was like, I don't know who I'm supposed to not like right now.
And it's just very disappointing. Like, I think they were going towards a right direction where, like, at the time, and I don't think that if it was the focus, but it just happened to line up with like Black Lives Matter and like Anthony Mackie being a black lead character, and even in the series, him being Captain America as a black man, and he's explaining like how the difference is. Then we see another super soldier that's a black man who's gone through this the troubles.
Yeah.
I think a good cause for sure, but as a series, it felt very, very, very off.
I think it got where it wanted to go, like ending it in terms of starting recruiting the Thunderbolts. But I think it just was so street level, you know, where we weren't even like beginning to explore that area yet, you know.
Facts, yeah, no, absolutely. And you know why though? When we got trailers and teasers, I was hyped for it.
They had
really good trailers, really good teasers.
Yeah.
But that was it.
I had a really good scene though. The one scene,
Which scene?
Blood on the shield.
The blood on the shield.
That was a good scene.
One of the best images.
That was one of the best shots ever.
Yes.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the coolest, most
that's-
meaningful shots.
I think that's the best image, the best lasting image of Phase 4, like the coolest one.
Damn, that I could agree with that
Yeah.
for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, that was a crazy scene. Next one, my all-time favorite by far.
Oh, yes.
Loki.
Yes, yes.
Loki season 1.
Yep.
Loki season 1, dude.
Yep.
This is what the standard is now.
Yeah.
And it's just every episode, every moment, every beginning to end, Tom Hiddleston's acting, like everything. Even Owen. My man Owen Wilson.
Thank you.
He, like, these guys, it's like incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it was so well done. The script was there.
Yes.
Even the side characters too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's classic Loki.
Yeah.
Classic Loki.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and all of them, like it was insane. And like even Sylvie,
Sylvie
Yes.
too.
I think she killed it,
Yeah.
and she was pregnant filming all that.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Dope. But yeah, I think like Loki, amazing series. It would be the highest rated series
Yeah.
for sure.
It was the best written one.
Yes.
Because they planned for a full series. It felt like some other ones, Winter Soldier felt this way, where it was like episode by episode. It's like you could watch it in any order.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
and it feels
I
kind of the
see what you
same.
mean. I see what you mean.
But like Loki,
is literally
you have to go
connected.
beginning
Yes.
to end, and it makes sense.
Another thing I really liked about Loki is the CGI. The CGI was really good in Loki,
Yeah.
but we don't get that CGI anymore in
Yeah.
these current series, which is
Yeah.
which is
budget, yeah,
which is super unless it's like they ran out of budget or like I don't know what it is, but
Again, like I think we talked about this briefly, but with Loki, a lot of the CGI has to do with like the world and background.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of the other MCU Disney Plus projects, a lot of the CGI is up close.
You
Yes,
have to
yes.
interact with it.
Yeah.
The stuff they have
so
to interact with.
maybe that has a give and take, but in general, like you said, like there's not one point where you thought it was cheap.
facts. But even like them teleporting in and out of that portal constantly
Yeah.
when they go to these different worlds, like everything looked really good.
Yeah.
But again, I think that's why Loki is definitely rated one of the highest of all time. And then the next one is I think it was just fun. What if series?
What if?
Which is I think fun. I wouldn't say it would be a good series overall. Like there were good episodes,
Yeah.
there were good scenes, and they were like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. Like in like that sense.
Yeah.
But as an overall series, I don't know. I actually don't know how I would rate.
Yeah.
This.
And I don't think it's essential either if you were to watch
No.
Doctor Strange.
Yes.
You could, I mean, it helps, sure, but like you could completely just miss
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. If you didn't watch What If, Doctor Strange wouldn't have made any difference.
Yeah.
Like proof is, my wife, she hasn't watched any of the series at all, and Doctor Strange to her was the exact same. And I explained to her, like, the only reason like she was like, hey, like, why? I don't get it. What's going on? Is when we saw Krasinski, but like that's just because everybody was hyped for him. But like Agent Carter, when people saw them, like she didn't really give a shit. You know what I mean? So it had like almost no correlation. But we saw a lot of cool things in What If, and that fact that we got to see some of it in live action.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then some of our worst nightmares happened too with What If. Like for example, we wanted to see Killmonger back, and he was, but they portrayed him as like an actual
yeah.
villain.
Oh
They
yeah,
didn't
not
take him anywhere.
taking over
Yeah.
Black Panther. Yeah. I think it was a perfect break though. Of all the live action stuff, it was a perfect break because it was like
Yeah.
eight or nine episodes,
Nine, yeah.
and it was the perfect break. I feel like
Yeah.
from like so much live action, and like we just needed like something different.
I totally agree.
I think it's also experimental, just so that they can test the waters and see what is successful.
Yeah.
Because for example, like they did a What If for zombies, and now they're having a spin-off for Marvel Zombies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
serious. Because it was like highly accepted. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it was nice because like we got to see things we never would see. And I think another big thing, as like obviously one of our figures here, is that to me it meant a lot personally. But like we got to see Chadwick Boseman or hear him one last time.
His last performance.
Yeah, which is very, very sad. But it just, for me, it was a feel good moment that we get to see him one last time or hear him one last time.
At least, yeah.
As the character, as like
T'Challa.
yeah. But I think that's one of the feel good moments for me. But as a total series, it was okay.
It's aight.
It was aight. Next one, sleeper. Very surprising though. Hawkeye.
Oh, okay.
Hawkeye.
Where did you think he was
remember
going?
like
There's a Moon Knight.
No.
I know because I remember
because
when we were watching the trailer, we didn't know what was gonna happen. It was just a holiday fun giggles, Christmas carols. Like it was a holiday theme. Like so, I didn't know where it was gonna go, and like we were thinking, like how the hell are they gonna make a series out of Hawkeye?
Yeah.
But this showed the best Hawkeye we've ever seen.
Facts. And some of the some of the newer best characters like Kate Bishop. I think it was one of the coolest series.
Yeah.
I think Hawkeye was definitely like a sleeper, but like definitely came on top. I really liked Hawkeye, and we got to see
Kingpin comes back.
Kingpin comes back from the Netflix series, and now we're gonna see obviously more in the future. But like the fact that we able to put them together, have the same guy, because he killed it in Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah.
He killed it as Kingpin.
Yes.
Obviously, we don't see that quite a Fisher here, but who knows? Maybe we will in the future projects. But you know, Hawkeye was a very surprising series for me, which I enjoyed watching until the end. We got to see Yelena a lot more.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I really liked Hawkeye.
Sure.
Yelena,
I forgot she was in it.
right? And she was in it quite a bit too.
As soon as she was in it, she was
Yeah, she was like
a
the
main character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the biggest thing I like, Kate Bishop. I think you can really tell. I forgot her name. Her actor.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
She really enjoys it, and we see that on screen. And I'm glad we see that. And she has fun with it, and she's a fun character. I think it matched her character very, very well in the series.
That's one of the ones I'm okay with her taking over for Jeremy Renner.
Damn.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
That's
100%,
true.
Especially because
okay
of
with
how she got inspired to become Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her name is Kate Bishop, but Hawkeye.
Sure.
Maybe the next.
Yeah.
And she lives with them on their ranch now.
Yeah. Because her no dad, mom is locked up. Yeah. No facts.
Locked up.
But I think you make a good point actually, because there's gonna be now everything's gonna be handed off to the next generation, right? And next in the future we're gonna see like Ironheart, or like we're gonna all see the characters. I think Kate Bishop was definitely a really good handoff, and who knows, maybe like Jeremy Renner will still be around. Probably is, but again, just no overall big picture.
Like
but
in the new Avengers or next Avengers.
Sure.
Hopefully, I think like you guys said, like she's one of like the top tier players
Yeah.
because like Hawkeye out of the 6, he was always like the most looked down upon.
Yeah.
Because he was the human. He was the regular guy. Yeah.
Whereas like she has like mad skills. Same thing as like Hawkeye, but she now has that potential. So I think hopefully she can be like up there as like Iron Man or Cap or something.
Fact, I switch. Yeah. Absolutely. Next one, Moon Knight, your favorite.
It was not my favorite.
Moon Knight.
Did I?
I think it was an okay series. There were moments where it was very questionable, but I think one of the best performances in the MCU.
I still
Oscar
think
Isaac.
he has the best performance in the entirety of the MCU.
Really?
Just because of how he portrays the split personality.
Yes, and the dreams, and he goes, yes. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
That scene is the reason why one of the reasons why I like Oscar Isaac so much as an actor and like all of his different projects.
Yeah.
He kills it. He like whatever role he needs to do, he fucking does it.
Yeah.
But I think what ruined it a little bit was the CGI. The CGI was very questionable in a lot of the scenes. There were a lot of fun, cool scenes when he transforms and he's like kind of halfway and has like a nice suit on, not the fighting suit, and he's fighting the like that. That was cool. That was really he's in between. I really liked when he goes back and forth when he blacks out. He wakes up and he has like a bloody fist and he's like blood all over him, and we don't see that for a very long time until like a couple episodes in. So I think in that sense, it was a very fun back and forth, like where he's psychotic, he has different personalities. Because by the end, we know as a fact there's more, 3 or more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think in that sense, it gets very, very interesting. Again, very good performance, but as a series, disappointing.
I think it was definitely the most captivating series in terms of every week you're excited and there's always hooks at the end of the episode, you know? But I think it hyped itself up too much.
Yes.
You know, like, even like you said, like at the very end of the first episode, you're like, this might be better than Loki.
Yes, yeah,
You know?
I
And,
remember
like,
seeing
it went
that.
like that for a while. But then after a certain episode,
Yeah.
it didn't go downhill, it just never went back up.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I went around saying that.
Yeah.
Telling people at work, I'm like, this is the next Loki. it went sideways really quick.
It was literally the next episode right after. It was like,
Yeah, it was. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like the first episode was that good. It was that good.
yeah.
Definitely lost track. Next one. We only have 2 left that we've actually one that's officially done. Miss Marvel. I know you 2 haven't seen it. Savages.
You said we were on vacation.
Whatever.
So
I'm
a
still
vacation.
a loyal fan for the people, for the listeners, for the key listeners.
Come on.
I was always up to date. I'm still up to date on the current stuff, like She-Hulk. Neither of you are.
I am.
You're up to date?
I am.
Yes.
Oh, you are? Okay. All right. We won't talk about that, but I'm saying Miss Marvel.
I'm a key listener.
Since you haven't seen it, I'll give you my quick impression.
Yeah, you can spoil it for
It
me.
was terrible. No, I don't even want to talk about it. It's terrible. It's so bad.
Okay.
It's really bad.
Right.
Everything's bad. CGI is bad. Characters are bad. And I'm not trying to be harsh, but I think being a younger actor is not an excuse anymore. There is really good young actors.
Princess Leia.
Exactly. But my always go-to is Timothy from Dune. That guy in Dune,
Chalamet. But he's
Insane.
But he's an adult now.
he's 25, like 24.
That's an adult.
That's a younger actor
No,
though.
but didn't Dune take forever to film?
Yeah, no, but he was a younger dude. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying a
Okay,
kid.
sure.
Layla is a kid. That's a different
Okay,
case.
okay, right.
But I'm saying as a younger adult,
Right.
because they're young, they don't know how to act it. They haven't experienced that. I don't think it's an excuse anymore.
Okay.
And that's why I say like this Miss Marvel stuff or like being a kid, being younger, it's not an excuse to me anymore.
Was the acting bad? Is that why?
Yes, I think the acting was very bad as well too. And we say this, and I say this very carefully because like I'm all about culture, like 100% about culture.
Here we go.
This series
go.
was very forced.
This is
and this is crazy because I talk to a lot of people that are from from the similar background, the same culture,
Yeah.
and even they say like it's not like this anymore. It's not this forced upon. It's good to see it on screen, but he even said that from this you might get the wrong idea.
Is it too? It's too traditional.
It's too traditional. Like it's too much where they're forcing left, right, and center, this, and that. Like you know what I mean? And it's just it's too much, and you can feel that on screen. Like oh my god, again. Like oh my god. You know what I mean? It's constant.
Right.
And I get it. That's what they tried to go for. They wanted to push that culture, be more aware. I'm totally get it, but I think it didn't do the nicer part on this end. But yeah, that's my overall.
Did it feel like the culture aspect was like,
Ruining it?
well, I guess, but also
getting
like,
away?
like it was,
I would say like if it was not there, it wouldn't have made it better. You know what I mean? And because it's there, it gotta work. I don't think that's the case. It just felt too much. There are other things that make it not good. Villain is absolute trash.
Right.
The characters, like the build, like everything, absolute fucking garbage. And the worst part, the CGI was. Moon Knight, you say this bad? Watch this. Way worse.
Who's the villain?
The villain. There's this guy. It's these. I forgot to call. No, it's these beings that have these powers and they live on for like centuries, and they go around and like gathering these people to fight off, like to be immortal, like be gods.
do they look like aliens?
No, they look like regular ass humans.
Oh, what's the point?
Yeah. Anyway, it's not good. It's not good at all. And they
it's
have
the
this
hand.
white kid who's trying to be like.
So it's the
No,
hand.
like humans.
There's this one white kid who just like who tries to be the next Tony Stark and has like all this like he's smart out of no like it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it just like apparently he has like a gauntlet that he can make and make beams come out of it. And at the very end, obviously we get the biggest spoiler. Like this is the one part that make it is where he's like, oh hey, like I just going through your DNA again from my iPad in my room that I have no tech to, but apparently from your DNA. it's a mutation. And like that, and I'm like, first off, this kid's in high school. He's broke as hell. He has no family. He has nothing in his room except for like get. Does he look at someone's DNA and sees a mutation? You know what I mean? Like, it just makes no sense.
So that might have been forced to introduce the mutants, even though Multiverse of Madness technically.
True, yes, but I think this is where they say the word. I think on screen officially, and that's why. But that's where he says like, yeah, like your DNA. The reason why you have these powers or whatever is because you're not just like one. It's mutated, and they have that theme song play right away.
The X-Men
yes,
theme song?
nice.
The Audacity.
Yes. And then I'm like, what the
bastards?
The Audacity.
That's and then it ends. But that's I'm just saying it's terrible. It's terrible series. It's very, very bad. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. It's good. Don't worry about it.
Quick rating on that.
Oh,
give us a 10.
give me 4 seconds. I'll give it a solid 2.8. 2.8. And the reason why it got a 2.8 is because we got to see we got to see the word mutants.
Brought it up 1 full point.
1 full point. And we see Captain Marvel at the very end.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, naturally.
But like again, that's it. Like it's 2.8 things that I liked about it.
hey, we don't have to review Miss Marvel anymore, dude.
But I mean, again, it's if you want to watch it, go ahead. But like I don't really recommend. And then finally, we won't talk about it too much because it's still going on. But She-Hulk. But that being said, that's been Phase 4 for us so far. We have a couple more projects left. We have Black Panther, and we have one more series.
The Guardians.
No, the Holiday. I think that's one as well. But
does that count?
Werewolf by Night.
Oh, facts.
Werewolf by Night we're getting in October, but I think it's kind of like What If. I think it'll still be fun. They what is it? James Gunn said we won't get all the characters, but it's going to be enough to mean, and it's connected to Volume 3, so it's got to mean something.
Sure.
But we got like 3 more projects left. No, well, 3.5. She-Hulk still going. Projects left on the go for Phase 4. It is officially September 14th, so we got a couple months left. Finish the year strong. I think Black Panther is just, and I pray Black Panther hits home like Spider-Man No Way Home, and just has that nostalgia. When I watched the trailer, it looked bang.
Yeah, of course.
Namor looks amazing. The characters, the Atlanteans, like they look dope. But
the only thing that I'm skeptic of is because this is the end of Phase 4, it also holds on its shoulders the fact how is it gonna continue or like wrap up.
Yes,
to close it
and
out.
then continue Phase 5.
Because if it just ends as a movie, cool. But you're ending a series too.
But have you? So I thought about that too. I've gone back and watched Phase 1 last movie, Phase 2 last movie.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Phase 3 doesn't count because obviously they connected to fucking Avengers.
Yeah.
But Phase 1 and Phase 2 endings don't really have, they have a little post-credit scene. The Phase 1 post-credit scene was something like the Avengers. Something like
I
that.
thought the end of Phase 1 was the Avengers.
Avengers was the last one, and then
No, I know, but the ending
Thanos
scene,
came out.
yes, that's what I'm saying. So that's it. That's what I'm saying. That's it.
Okay.
It doesn't connect to the movie directly after.
I know.
But overall, probably, maybe we'll see Kang.
Because the whole point of Phase 1 introducing Cap, Thor, whatever, was the end of that phase was Avengers.
Yes.
Right? So what is the end of Black Panther in terms of Phase 4?
I think it'd be introducing Kang. I'm assuming so. And that's why we have no Avengers movie for Phase 5, and we get back-to-back doubles in Phase 6. That's probably, I think that's what will happen. But that being said, Phase 4 is coming to a close. So far, and we'll do this again at the end of the year, how would you rate Phase 4?
I had to think hard. We haven't rated.
Dude, I haven't seen any Marvel shit in a while. I rewatched Shang-Chi like last week.
I would say here, something like that, yeah. It was
Banger.
It was a good
Still a
movie. It was
banger.
a good movie. But we got a lot of stuff. Like, that's the thing. We got so much stuff.
I know.
I think, and this is a conversation going for a lot of people now, is it too much?
This felt like it was.
Maybe.
This felt like it was.
I think they're. What I don't like, I mean, we'll get more into it when we talk about like veggies and stuff, but like they've already announced Phase 6. I don't like that.
I see.
At that point, okay, that's too much. Because you're not only wrapped up in Phase 4, you're introducing Phase 5, and then on top of that, you're pushing things into Phase 6. The reason why I don't like it is because when they first introduced Phase 3, half of it changed. None of it was the same.
That's true, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like for better or for worse, it ended the way it did. But
You know why I think they did that though? And again, there's no proof behind this, but I think they did that is because obviously they listen to the people.
Right.
They know Phase 4 is trash. It's going downhill very quickly. And if they don't introduce an Avengers movie by Phase 5, they were gonna get bashed on again. I think. That's why if you go see Phase 6, they only introduced like 4 movies, and 2 of them are Avengers movies. That's the reason why. It is good. I guarantee you 100%. I can't even put my house down, everything will change. Like especially in Phase 6. But it's just the fact that they wanted to comfort us, saying like, "Hey, don't worry, there is an Avengers movie coming. You'll even get 2.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe we'll only get 1 and 1 gets pushed back."
so
but
like Phase 4 is kind of like a test run almost. Well, not only because it was in the peak of COVID, but like they had to
introduce
multiple characters. So
because they can't do what they did in Phase. Because Phase 1, they introduced 1 character, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and that was enough.
Yeah.
But now they have so much. Their hands are out on a lot of things. They have to grasp all of it, whether it be Shang-Chi, Eternals, Black Widow, even though she might not be. They have to, and it's just going to take way too long again. And that's why they're bringing. If it's there, it's there. They have to bring it all together. That's why they're, I think, using the series as another excuse to bring in more characters.
Right.
But I think I can understand why Phase 6 is too much, but I think that's the sole reason. They want to assure that, don't worry, there is an Avengers movie. Don't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I also want to clarify, like the reason why I think it's too much is because like Captain Marvel, like for both of us, you know, like and for you to a certain extent, like we still haven't watched it, you know, and like I don't like that, you know, like I miss the days where like I was counting down to like the next Marvel movie, you know, like excited for that. Whereas now it's like, oh, Captain Marvel, you know,
It's almost like a
No, but I think that's YouTube.
Yeah.
That's YouTube.
No, but like I want every movie to be a banger, you know. Like
Okay,
like,
but that's unfair. That's so. I'm not saying it has movies. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, sure.
But shows, I don't think so.
Right.
There's gonna be bad shows. There's gonna be bad episodes.
Sure.
Like I think they have more to play around with. That's why there's more of a scale to rate it. Movies, I totally agree. Every movie I expect to be a banger.
Right.
If they're spending that much budget, that much hours, and that much acting, it's got to be a banger.
Right.
But if we get like Black Widow or like Eternals, even like then you're like, what did we just watch?
Eternals expands.
I think shows, and then I think shows wise, it's. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but it is what it is.
But something has to change because now it's a pattern, you know.
Yes.
Where it's either like once in a blue moon it will be low key, but average it's like moon.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. I see. Yeah. No, for sure. But maybe that will change in Phase. Because again, I think Phase 4. They were trying to scrape up after Endgame too much. Now they're kind of in like a straight line. They have a lot of characters. They've introduced a lot of things. They introduced new things, but they have a path now.
Sure. Like now they have an idea of what.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and again, dude, Kevin Feige, even to this day, has never disappointed. That guy has. That guy is. Yo, did you guys? And this. We'll add this to the next episode. But apparently at the expo, he is the only presenter that didn't use the prompt. The teleprompter. Everybody else was reading off the teleprompt of their like for Disney and for Lucasfilms. Like they're all reading off and seeing the projects. The moment he stepped on the floor, apparently the teleprompter has moved aside and he went off by just like that guy is a genius. And he was talking over an hour for all the different projects. He's interviewing every single person that comes on the floor. Like that guy's he thinks different.
That's how passionate he is.
Exactly.
He actually likes this.
Exactly. And I think that's why I don't think we'll be disappointed by the end of Phase 5 or 6. Phase 4 again, I think no.
We'll talk about
Well, no, I think he has to do too much. He's spread like way too thin now. Before he only has to worry about like 1, maybe 2 movies at a time. Now
But I think that was not enough for him. You know what I mean? Like I think he wants. Yeah, but dude, because think he is now not only the sole guy, but like it's his production now.
I know.
It's Feige Productions. You know what I mean? So I like again, maybe too much is too much for him, but
I don't think it's just him though. I think Disney
is milking the shit out.
For Disney Plus, they rely so heavily on Marvel content because they can only make so much Star Wars. They can only make so much Star Wars.
No, I don't think so. Star Wars, dude, they're pumping out they have Andor coming out. They have another series of villains. Dude, Star Wars is pumping the shit out too.
Disney had to carry through the entire pandemic. Disney had to carry Disney Plus,
but I
Marvel
see
had to carry
because
Disney
Marvel
Plus.
comes out consistently, where Star Wars comes out in phases.
Sure, yeah. No, I agree, but I think it's because right now at this moment, MCU still has a bigger attention.
I
and
know.
that's why they're required to do it. But again, I agree with you. There is a lot on his plate.
Yeah.
But I still don't think we're going to be disappointed by the end.
I
is
don't
what I'm
think so,
saying.
but I think it's they're more focused on quantity now, how much to put
Than
out
quality?
because what other do you watch on Disney Plus besides Marvel?
Like I do watch all the Star Wars stuff, and I do watch all the films that come out, like Luca or like the Lightyear movie.
Oh, like Disney.
I watch all that. Like don't get me wrong, I still watch it. And there's a lot of other like Predator
Oh yeah,
that was on
it's
Disney
okay.
Plus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Insane.
Prey one is good.
Prey.
Real. Oh, I'm sorry, Prey. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, that's true.
But dude,
If you never would have told
but-
me it was Disney, I would have not known. Where to
Sure,
watch it.
and I agree. Disney Plus relies heavily on MCU.
Yes.
I get it.
They need that that's what drives their subscription.
Sure.
That's their
100%.
most profitable.
Yeah.
branch,
Yes.
so.
But again, it works. At the end of the day, it still works. Miss Marvel hasn't touched me, but I guarantee you it's touched somewhere across the
Right,
world.
right.
Way more.
Yeah, probably.
Which another movie or another series would never be able to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just because we don't like it doesn't mean
Exactly, exactly. And I think that's why they're being a lot more ambitious and do it. Go right ahead. Do what you gotta do. I'm not like you two. I watch everything.
All right.
And I'm still a loyal
stop
fan.
with that.
Kevin, if you ever want to show up on this podcast, let us know. I'll take you one of these spots. I'll give you the high chair actually.
Yeah, we'll get rid of the teleprompter just for you, dude.
But you know what I mean? Like yes, there's a lot, but it's man. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Ever since they did announce RV 5 and 6, and like Phase 4 again, it's beating the new phase. Beating's always a little rough. Now they're on track. Who knows? Maybe it'll skyrocket from here.
I feel like the pandemic threw everything off. Everything got delayed. Like movies
Sure.
got moved
Right.
ahead of each other.
And then they had to like scrunch up a little. No,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. But that's it. That was a solid summary of Phase 4. That was a good summary. We talked about almost everything.
That's the only one the key listeners need, dude.
That's facts.
That's the only one they need.
Hopefully, your ears have been opened once again from in the system.
And your eyes now.
Hey!
And your eyes.
You finally get to see us. This is Andrew. This is Josh. And I am Suj. And a mystery man behind. We'll keep it a secret for now.
But it's the end of the episode. We're doing the introduction now, or
Fuck it. Fuck it.
It's like when he said spoilers mid.
Now you've seen our
Doesn't
faces.
matter anymore.
Hopefully you stick around to see our faces even longer. We're gonna be consistently getting out episodes again. We'll have a YouTube channel. We'll have on the link.
This is the YouTube channel.
That's correct. This is us here.
If you're seeing this,
just kicking it
this
back.
is a YouTube
You can
channel.
tell that our production value is high quality. We bring all our figures from home. But yeah, hang tight. We have a lot of things for you for the near future. We got a lot of new coming. Next episode, we're going to be talking about the future of MCU. And also, if you have any recommendations of our, what was it? The dead open topics?
like that cold.
Cold open topics.
If you want us to talk about something before
we open
get
our
going.
podcast, let us know. Shoot us a DM. We'll get that going for you. But that's it. That was the episode for today.
That's it, boys.
Thank you so much for listening.
That's the first one.
Gentlemen, we have a very bright future ahead of us.
Hopefully.
I'm just not used to that positivity like in person.
That's a wrap.